Hello, I know it's time for talking some about Christmas now. Yes, Christmas is accepted by Jesus believers as the birthday of Him. But as far as I learn and feel, it's not, it is even not the right date of His birth. And it is also a wrong T-shaped tradition celebrated by a wide range of groups, including Christians. The only one God, Allah, made Jesus a Messiah, made Jesus a prophet, not because of his birth date, but because of his character, personality. In other words, because of his faith. So, why do you sublime the body of Jesus and anything related to the body of Jesus like his fake birthday, December 25? Has he ever said any of you to celebrate his birthday to show your respect? Or did he ever say anyone to celebrate his birthday to show your respect and loyalty to him, Jesus Christ? Was he selfish? Was he an egoist mind? I think no. We, as Muslims, we have the same T-shaped tradition in Islam culture called as Mevlid, which was included by Zionists, Jewish minds, 11 Mason minds, atheist minds, or Dajjal minds. Mevlid, means the birth time and birthplace of Prophet Muhammad. Of course, I do never approve it as a Muslim, as a believer. But it is celebrated by some fake Muslims, by some fake believers during a week including April 20, the birth date of Prophet Muhammad. I'm also not sure of its being true. These minds also force societies to call something like a poem called Mevlid again and written by a human being whose name was Süleyman Çelebi or Solomon Çelebi, lived long after Prophet Muhammad in 14th century. It was not even written by Prophet Muhammad himself. Like azan called from mosques 5 times a day, because the phrases used in azan were all written by Prophet Muhammad. Mevlid is telling about Muhammad and his character in Arabic. But Prophet Muhammad never said believers or never asked believers to celebrate his birthday, to sublime his birthday or birthplace, or to sublime anything related with his body. He only wanted believers to sublime one God, Allah. And the name Noel. The name Noel comes from Latin word natalis and later changes into Noel in French language, meaning birth, like the word Mevlid meaning birth again, but this time not in Latin, not in French, but in Arabic. So, in the right belief, we cannot use these words as a sign of the belief or as a part of the right belief. Both names, Noel and Mevlid, both names in both cultures, were added into the belief by same minds to ruin the original belief that was introduced by the body of previous Jesus and then introduced later again by the last prophet, Prophet Muhammad. So, what are we supposed to do according to the right belief? Of course, we can celebrate New Year not under the name of Noel or Christmas. We can celebrate New Year on a universal date accepted by the whole world. And this date is on 31st December, not 23rd or 25th December. This will also stop discrimination among the world people. And we can also keep using common era not to cause any problem with dates and with history. But we should say before common era or common era, instead of saying before Christ or after Christ. You spell like BC or AC while telling the dates, but you should spell it like BCE or only CE, not to show Jesus Christ as an egoist, as a selfish mind. He was not selfish. He was not arrogant. And I believe that Jesus is still not. And he never asked anyone to sublim anything about his body. Hope and pray Allah, this will help you to start a new, faithful lives.
Sorry, I'm adding something about the subject. And it is subliming materials. It's about subliming materials. You can sublim some materials that your love, your darling, or your husband has, because she's special for you, or he's special for you. But you should do this when you are alone, when you are not with society. So you can do this in secret. But what I meant was subliming a person who was known by the society, who was known very well by the society, who was a popular person, who is a popular person, who was a popular person. So you cannot sublim anything he or she has, anything he or she would, like materials she has, like any belongings she or he has. You cannot sublim these things either. So try to be careful not to sublim anything they have. But if you are his or her husband or darling or love, you can say anything about his or her belongings, but do it in secret. Do it in your privacies when you are alone. Hope you understand what I meant. Thank you. I'm very sorry. I have something new to add, and I want you to know the truths, and it is also related with the same subject. So let's start. It's about Santa Claus, Saint Nicholas, or Father Christmas. You know him as Father Noel, Father Christmas, or Saint Nicholas. Saint Nicholas is said to have been born in Patara, Antalya city, Turkey, in around 270 Common Era, 70. Yes, 270 Common Era. He is known as a Greek Christian saint, and also known a while as a teacher, and there's no much cold weather, or as it is also in Antalya city, there's no snow in winter in Patara. So how did they relate Saint Nicholas with snow and deer? Of course, it is again an imitation figure taken from Turkish mythology. A character from Turkish mythology called Ayazata, in Turkmen dialect known as Ayaz Baba. In Uzbek dialect, he is known as Ayoz Bobo or Ayoz Ota. And even in Kazakh culture, they have a ceremony to celebrate or welcome the winter. Yes, they are welcoming the winter. They are celebrating the winter. So, we understand that they wanted to relate Ayazata, who lived much before than Santa Claus, and they wanted to relate these two figures with each other, and started to market Santa Claus with the features of Ayazata. In mythology, he is said to have been created by the moonlight. Dashan or Ayaz Ata, or in your language, father of frost, is known as a saint, appearing in cold weather and helping people in need. So, as you see, the features are the same, but when we check the dates, check the history of these two characters, who was born earlier, or who was the first? Of course, Ayazata, the father of Frost, was the first, and so he was the original. Because in Turkish culture, we don't feel a need to market ourselves. We don't like marketing. So it is also because of the belief we respect. Islam always says us, try to be away from marketing yourselves, marketing anything, subliming anything. So even if they have anything original, even if they have something original in anything, they don't want to market it, or market him, or market her. So who starts marketing? Of course, others start marketing this character under the name of Santa Claus. It seems that they stole the character, stole the feature, and changed the name, and started marketing this character with the name of Santa Claus. They are stealing the features and use for their benefits. So here I want to say that everything you do under the name of Christmas, or under the name of Noel, or under the name of Santa Claus is wrong.
I want to add something again, something very important again. It's about the same subject, especially subliming prophets.
Subliming the biology, or physics, the body, or anything a prophet has. For example, his appearance, his skin color, his beard shape, or his beard, or his hair, or his height, his eye color, his hair color, his birth date. Anything he has cannot be sublimed, because anyone like me can feel sad, can feel bad, because he or she might think that Allah only sublimes these kind of men or these kind of women, who has this kind of men, who have this color of eyes, who have this color of skins, who have these names or numbers. For example, date, birth date. For example, think about the number of his birth date. It was, for example, my birth date, 12th of June. Both the month and the number 12 can be sublimed. And you might think that only the people or only the number 12 will be accepted in the system and the others won't be accepted. Or only the skin colors or eye colors or height or numbers, dates will be accepted in this belief, but others will be rejected. They can't be believers, or they can be believers, but they can be accepted as the last ones, not the first ones, or they can't be sublimed as much as these ones. You can feel like this. So I'm trying to mean that anything a well-known person has, or anything a prophet has, can't be sublimed. Whatever he has, body parts, the body parts he has, or the materials he has or she has, the number that explains his or her features, or anything about him or her. These things can't be sublimed, can't be used as a way of the belief. Yes, another thing, that Christmas time might cause sadness, deep sadness. You know, this flat earth has two parts, north part and south part. And while you are celebrating Christmas in winter, according to the north part, on the same date, I mean 24th of December or 31st of December, while you are celebrating Christmas with Santa Claus, with his deers,
and some winter clothes. The people in the south part of this flat earth must be feeling bad. I'm sure you understand me well. So you're causing something bad. You're making people in the other part of this flat earth, you're making them sad. You are spreading selfishness, egoism. You are spreading discrimination. So please try to develop your geography skills while celebrating something. And also try to develop your moral skills and not to be selfish, not to spread selfishness.
Thank you for listening again. May Allah be with all of you.